poem's called Spotless. It's a New York poem. We just had an anniversary of sorts, so this is that. We had this great dinner, but really salty food. So. Spotless. After fire forced our friend to the ledge of the 84th floor, I started small, alphabetized poetry, separated pens from pens, black from blue, scrubbed 2 toilets, a moldy bedroom ceiling, perfumed stale air with hickory, dusted both televisions, watered a dying kitchen cactus, vacuumed the living room carpet. Nothing is sweeter than sparkling porcelain, scrubbed tile, bleached sinks. I picked hair from every drain I remembered, killed the bacteria mating in my mouth. 4 loads of laundry later, I polished my image into the stovetop and how the roaches suffered. I singled out each lone sock and raised my voice, raised it to the city, against the city, the city, the city, then washed myself with vanilla sugar and rice. Dripping wet, meatloaf made, framed pictures of the past, the 2 of us on the cathedral steps, cupping each other's faces. The clutter of a million collected TV guides I thought meant something vanished into the cloudless midday blue. I carved out a place for us to live, kissed the hardwood I shined myself, turned off the lights, turned down the sheets, and slept. This is another New York story. I had come out of my apartment on my way to work, and I found this beautiful gash inside of my car. Someone had keyed it. So I got a poem out of it, and it's called Forgiving the Bastard Who Keyed My Car. I must imagine his child waking up with a mouth packed with cankers, her pale hair fallen to her feet missing toes. I must imagine her stomach having recently lost its lining, her widowed father crying himself awake every 20 minutes or so. I must imagine him in a torn apron, what he uses for a winter coat, running with blackened slippers through hail to the doctor's office, collapsing from exhaustion, the doctor running to catch him. I must imagine the doctor as overweight and concerned, demanding a warm cloth, steamed milk, seeing the father's face, already knowing his story, what must be done to save the little girl. I must imagine the father protesting at first when he reads the prescription, and then seeing the doctor nodding slowly himself. I must imagine the brittle, unforgiving night with him in it, scraping the left side of my red 95 Chevy Blazer, following doctor's orders, obtaining the precious General Motors metal, the needed iron, catching it in a wooden bowl, weeping. I can't forgive if he is not weeping. And I must imagine the sick girl in a 2nd-story window, a frail, hairless, liver-spotted arm outstretched in his direction, yelling as loudly as one can yell with one vocal cord, "Don't do it, Daddy. I'd rather die. I'd rather die." So I teach high school, and it's rather amazing what they are doing with language these days. This is called simile. The high school curriculum allows 4 weeks on epic convention, 2 weeks grammar instruction, and 8 weeks on figurative language, though it's clear to me when walking through those harried halls that these teenagers are already masters. While the metaphor is a question, apostrophe, a struggle, imagery dead, they have clearly mastered the simile, a device by now so familiar, They hardly recognize their own astute perfection of comparison. Outside, it is cold as shit. Inside, hot as shit. You may be smart as shit or dumb as shit. Some are mad as shit, bad as shit, tough as shit, and scared as shit. There is no end, apparently, to what shit is or is not, can or cannot do. According to some of my brightest, shit is both heavy and light, soft, loud, far, and fat. Though for reasons too obvious to clarify, you will never hear disgusting as shit, brown as shit, or smelly as shit. Why weigh shit down with what is already evident? Give it the freedom of expression without which it is lost as shit. Running behind schedule, late as shit. Missed lunch, hungry as shit. Don't think shit is capable of jealousy, horniness, sloth. This is not your grandmother's shit. Look it up. Page 37, Strunk and White, class dismissed. This is another poop poem. I just thought, why not? I'll just intro this poem by saying there are things that you find out in the birthing room that you have no idea until you're there. It's called the possibility of poop. During delivery, there was a chance I would see my wife poop. We had even discussed it beforehand, how scared she was that with the head of the child would come the head of something else, as if the world could not bestow beauty alone, some balance underscored every glory. But the baby was, how to say this, not beautiful either. She hadn't yet earned it. Far too gray, with red in funny places, more orifices than is possible, spitting pus, and a cone head. This girl had a real cone head, and we loved that ugly thing. We knew it would become human in minutes before our eyes. Soon as she looked at us, we knew her. And darling, there was no poop. Though even if there was, I wouldn't say I love you, and I'd like you to continue to love me. And poop sometimes gets in the way of love. If you let it, if you admit to it, if you admit to it every time. For my daughter when she is born. You came to me in a dress, in a dream, with cloud-bitten ankles, and though I don't remember the color, white, I think, something yellowy and floral about the edges, it was clear you were standing, as was I, your hand touching my face, telling me to take my time, to breathe. You'd wait indefinitely until it was time. And when I hold your bloody body for the first time, your startled pinkness protruding from the hospital blanket, the both of us listening to the lights from whence you came, I will ask because I'd like to know what it was like in that place up there, in that other waiting room, what you remember before you grow too accustomed to this light, and like everyone else, forget, little heart. About feet. I married a woman who has them. And though I mostly love this woman, she imbibes a kind of wonder that crawls constantly under my skin. God help me when beneath our working class covers, she rubs those icy pillars of certain death across my warming calves. It too is a kind of living I know, a kind with which I want nothing to do, for I can't help but leap under that red duvet to the outer edge of our full bed, crying and cursing, a kind of singing of the happily married. And because I too have these feet on wintry occasions, those polar piggies no one wants, she reminds me sometimes, several times in one day, that I too am someone